Coast to Coast, the Weather Channel has you covered. I'm Dr. Greg Postel, alongside legends of the Weather Channel, Jen Carfagno and Alex Wallace.
Oh, couch is legendary.
Yeah, and we're here, of course, to get you ready for the day ahead. On the far horizon, we got some severe weather upcoming in the coming days.
Yeah, a couple opportunities here for us, and notice where it is. Yeah. Mostly kind of the middle of the country.
Right where you'd expect it.
Exactly.
It's been a nice break, though, without severe weather here.
It has been nice.
You know what else I was thinking? We all wore brown today.
Shade to brown.
We didn't like coordinate.
We didn't call each other.
So what is it about Wednesday?
I don't know.
That has us feeling brown.
Good question.
Yeah.
This was just the first next thing in the lineup in my closet.
That's when I showed up.
We do match the seaweed sargassum.
That's maybe what it was.
Oh, maybe that was on the minds. Yeah.
DG. That's
Yikes.
DG.
All right. Well, today's severe threats, they are going to be leaving.
In the 40s and 50s. So many, this is where I grew up, and so many Mays have so many days like this. So this is what's happening today. With the front coming in, we'll see showers out ahead of it, a lot of cloud cover. You see that stretching up through New England. We're going to see showers back down through Pennsylvania and West Virginia. There may be some thunderstorms. Possible severe. I'll take a look at that. But first up, where we are starting with temperatures in the 40s towards Fort Drum and Albany, New York City. We are at 63 right now, but it's not really going to warm up a whole lot today. We're just kind of stuck in this pattern. Today, with the risk of thunderstorms, they could go severe in a spot, say from central New York through central and western Pennsylvania. Keeping an eye on western Virginia, West Virginia, all have the chance for perhaps a couple of thunderstorms. Gusty winds, small hail, that would be the main threat across this area. And we've got showers out there now. There'll be a few more, and the risk for thunderstorms actually is late afternoon. That's when there'll be enough instability, some upper level energy, actually to cold pocket of air aloft that will help give us that risk of thunderstorms. So we'll see that. I mean, there could be some strong damaging winds coming out of that line. We will see. It is late at that point, though, so you lose the daytime heating, but that goes east as we get through the overnight hours past midnight, and that is going through. So today, with the front moving east and the showers moving up into New England, we see the showers stick around up here for at least a little bit longer, just with the pattern in place that's not the quickest of moving. So we stay in general here as we look ahead to the end of the week on the soggy side. We got another front coming in too, so it's a busy week. Now, rainfall could be heaviest in New England with multiple rounds coming in, 1 to 2 inches for you. There could be local areas that get more than 2 to 3 inches of rain. We see the showers, again, the ones that we were dealing with overnight tonight. You can see how that moisture kind of lifts up into New England. So it's not pushing east that quickly. It sticks around, the low is sticking around. Then here comes that next front moving on in. You see that on Friday, bringing a few showers out back towards the Great Lakes, including around Chicago. Eventually that does make it here into the Northeast. So temperature wise, with the clouds and showers around, we'll see temperatures running below average, about 5 to 10 degrees below average. On Friday, Boston, it's a stretch that kind of lasts. Today, we're actually a smidge above average, but we'll see rain around. And then Thursday, we see rain around with temperatures below average and even more below average as we look at Friday's forecast, with some showers sticking around as well. Burlington, Vermont, another spot that will hang in the 50s for most of the week. Maybe we creep up to the 60s on Friday, but showers and clouds around, keeping it a little gloomy here, Alex. Pattern and heat that is building across the middle of the country. We've already been feeling in Albuquerque. We've got another hot day on tap today with temperatures heading into the mid-90s. Look how quickly the car heats up. 113 degrees in 10 minutes inside the vehicle, 128 degrees in just 30 minutes. Beat the heat, check the back seat, and temperatures are going to keep going up in other spots. It doesn't have to be in the 90s to be dangerously hot inside the car. In a spot like Oklahoma City, we've got mid-80s today, which again is warming up. It may not be hot as 90s, but it's 105 degrees in that car in just 10 minutes, and a very dangerous 120 degrees in 30 minutes. Beat the heat, check the back seat, make sure kids are not left in cars. Make sure they can't get in cars to play too. They, definitely always curious about vehicles, especially when they're young. So keep those cars locked in the driveways. Some of the safety tips out there. The heat is a concern. We've got heat risk that is reaching at least minor to moderate levels in a lot of spots over the middle of the country underneath this big ridge of high pressure. And so this is going to be the driving force behind temperatures warming up. The big ridge moves east. This is what's been giving us all the heat across the west. That's why we were so warm all the way up into Washington and Idaho yesterday, 96 degrees in Boise. Not as hot today. Fresno, as opposed to being 98, you'll be 87. And around Tucson, instead of being in the hundreds, will be 98 degrees. But that that heat is building further east, and so we'll feel it in Oklahoma. So you saw Oklahoma City. Temperatures actually get even warmer tomorrow. Instead of 80s, we're jumping to the 90s. 91 for you. 90s are pretty widespread over Texas. Sunday's forecast continues to see the heat there, but then evolving eastbound. And now we finally start to feel the warm up across the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. 90s to D.C., 90s to Atlanta. 90 would actually tie the record for the date. Coming close to tying a record in Asheville, Raleigh, D.C. That 91 actually would be just 1 degree shy of the record high temperature. And it's really the heat building east, affecting 222 million by Sunday.
Weather stories starting off with, well, the Northeast. And there's a chance that we could see some stronger thunderstorms as we, in fact, this front kind of moving its way on towards the east now. An outbreak, not expecting that.
No.
But an isolated stronger storm. Definitely got to watch the skies for that.
It's the kind of day where the risk, I think, will come later. Some instabilities will build later in the afternoon. Any sun that breaks through will actually be instrumental in that.
Yeah, some pretty cold air aloft is
Yeah.
moving in from Canada through the Great Lakes into the Northeast, kind of setting us up for at least the thunderstorms that pop up mid-afternoon, late afternoon, like you might find in the Southeast during the summertime. But this cold air aloft is maybe brings some freezing level a little bit lower, some hail possibilities, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like that kind of situation.
Yeah.
So, but it's probably not a high-end kind of severe risk. The West, we do have a system, a trough actually building in across that area. Stronger winds with it, but not as deep.
Exactly. So this thing's driving its way on in, and moisture levels aren't all that high either as well. So we could be talking about some pretty high base thunderstorms that don't produce a whole lot of rain, and that could spark off fires that we don't want to see here.
Gosh, yes, it seems to be the dry soils, dry atmosphere, drought conditions, thunderstorms not so good.
Yeah, I mean, that's a story that keeps playing out over and over again. But we do go to the middle of the country, kind of in that traditional spot. The atmosphere has been really warm and hot in the west, but it has not been across the middle and the eastern part of the country. And it takes a day or two to kind of get everything back to what you would expect.
Good point, and I think that transition to warmer times is going to bring the onset of some thunderstorms in the middle part of the country, even beginning today.
And we're going to kind of see that get parked in this zone in the middle of the country. A couple of days of some of the same spots facing that risk for some of these stronger storms. Things are kind of slowing down here and almost kind of getting locked up a little bit here in terms of the pattern.
Yeah.
Ridge in the east doesn't want to move. It's going to set up shop, and it's going to keep the storminess in the middle part of the country.
I mean, we were stuck in that ridge for a while in the west, so they were like, okay, it's your turn now. We don't need the heat anymore. But it is not just going to move the heat. It's going to move where we see the risk of thunderstorms. So we'll see that, maybe even some heavy rain, too, coming back across parts of the upper Midwest, plus warmer temperatures.
Of course, this is the zone that saw plenty of rain, so this is not necessarily a spot that needs it, but what are you going to do? You got to deal with it, right?
It's on the edge of the warmth, right? We talk about that all the time, especially during summer, where the very hot areas on the edge of it is where we get the storms. This is sort of May's version of that, setting up warmest times in the southeast beginning to develop. On the edge of it, the rain.
Yeah, that's a good point. If it were summertime, we could be talking about a much different energetic story.
Yes, probably derechos and ridge riders and all the like. Not quite there yet.
We won't have that.
Well, above average heat, as we talk about some of
It's been so dry. The dew points have been so low that actually it's been cold in the evenings and the mornings in the south.
Cold is a strong word.
I love watching you two go at it. This is great.
I mean, I will admit that it has been, I haven't complained about any heat yet.
It's coming.
It is coming.
I can't wait, because when we get really warm in the next couple of days, Alex is going to be sweating like a pig.
And finally, we'll be like,
Jen's will be like, yes, more, I need more.
I mean, look, I know it's the beginning of the season. At this point, 90 isn't as hot as May 90 is not as hot as like a July 90. You know. Yeah.
In fact, it might even be chilly in the evenings, Jen.
Well, if those dew points still come up, it will be. Oh, we'll keep it here. The TWC.
But a record sargassum bloom, well, that could become an economic crisis here for the tourist towns that depend on lots of visitors coming in over the next few months.
For more on the environmental and economic impacts from this super sargassum bloom, let's bring in Dr. Brian Barnes, research assistant professor at the University of South Florida. We first started seeing sargassum reports along the east coast of Florida in April this year. Were those early sightings an indication that of what we could see this summer?
Scientists look at satellite images to track the amount of sargassum in the Great Sargassum Belt that actually stretches here from the coast of Africa all the way to the Caribbean. What does it look like this year? You mentioned that we're seeing it maybe a little bit more than we've seen in years past.
The seasonality. So is this something that comes out in the spring and we see it during the summer, and then what happens to it during the off season?
It's just like any plant that you would think about. It's got a.
How seaweed can be a bit of a smelly problem here for beachgoers, but what about the potential health implications for folks who are exposed to sargassum as it's decomposing?
Oh no, looks like we have a little signal. And one of the reasons we wanted to talk with Brian today was NOAA has now released a new website with daily updates that show the sargassum inundation.